Hey everybody, I'm Scott Schumacher. Thank you for joining me. You're very welcome. I wanted to send a video your way this week just to show you another card deck that I like to read from and maybe talk about some other experiences too. So first I want to just introduce to you the Indigo Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Charles Virtue. Charles Virtue is also her son. So I don't know if any of you out there, you probably do, but if you don't, the concept of Indigo Children is something that was coined a while back. Doreen Virtue was one of the first people to use it. Lee Carroll, I believe, is another person out there who has a book called Indigo Children. Basically, this was a term given to the new children, these highly sensitive children that were coming about, where some of them actually had past life experiences when they were very young. They would tell their parents, "Oh, do you remember when? I remember when your father was born because I was there." Or they would remember other past lives. This is when this first started happening, this phenomenon coming about. Generally, those folks who were considered of this Indigo Children wave were born probably between 1970 and like 1984, 85. A lot of the dates are different. This was when they believe the majority of children were born. There's also some research too that postulates, it's perhaps, but there are some children that are born and they're highly sensitive, and there's some research to show that they have a few extra things on their DNA. Just putting that out there. You can do a Google search for it. So, and this happens all the time, so I can't make a scientific judgment on this, but Indigo Children and the term indigo for adults, and also starseeds or starseed, star children, basically that's a whole term for the group of us who are kind of awakened to maybe a cosmic nature or lives beyond ourselves. So highly spiritual, and it doesn't matter what spirituality background you are. You can be Christian, Buddhist, any kind of Christianity or other religion, or none at all. So they seem to cross all sorts of boundaries. So there's a book out there by Lee Carroll called Indigo Children, and another book called Indigo Adults. If you can look for that on Amazon, great resources. Anyway, I wanted to read from the Indigo Angel Oracle just to pull a card or two for you and kind of give you, if you identify as somebody who's highly sensitive or who kind of can sense these things in the world. A lot of times when we go through changes and when things shift in the world, whether it's geopolitically or personally, or even people sometimes feel that they're affected by the cosmos, it can be tough, and so we can often feel isolated. And I'll raise my hand that I identify pretty much with the whole indigo concept as an indigo adult. Many times we can be the ones who act out, who are a little frustrated with the world, who who can be spiritually active deeply, whether we're secretive about it or whether we're outward about it. So, but I wanted to pull a card for you and show you these cards and just do a reading because I think somewhere out there somebody will benefit from this. So this is again the Indigo Angel Oracle. So as I always do when I read a card or two or give a reading to anyone, I welcome any guides or thoughts or transpersonal beliefs in the mix, our thoughts of safety, our thoughts of protection, and thoughts of free will, knowing that we can take the information, but we have free will to create our lives. So I'll pull a card now. I usually cut the deck after shuffling and doing that. So the card that I have, okay. The card is Mother Mary. So, of course, it's a Christian symbol, Mother Mary. But I wanted, many people, many cultures believe that Mary is an angel or close to Jesus, she was the mother who bore Jesus. Um, when I look at the Mother Mary and the energy of Mother Mary, I'm really reflected of this time where she is visited by the angel and is told that she is going to give birth. So, for a lot of folks who maybe identify as indigos, or they feel that they have sensitivity beyond what others have, or maybe they're empathic, or maybe they can understand someone's emotions, or they can feel subtle shifts in energy, maybe they're a healer. A lot of times that can feel very isolating, and it can be kind of scary. So I want to give you a little example about Mary, Mother Mary, when the angel came down and visited her. And you can look this up in the Bible. I'm not a Bible scholar, but this is what comes to mind. When the angels came down and visited her, and they said, "You're going to bear a child, and this child will be the Son of God." Kind of scary. You never know what can happen. And she was probably about 15 years old. Let's just be honest. She was not a fully grown woman according to how we see women today. She was 15. Maybe she was also highly sensitive. Because in this Bible passage, Mary says the words, "I'm willing, let it be done to me." So I want to have that energy of Mother Mary coming through. Excuse me. I want that energy of Mother Mary to come through to you. If you feel like you are maybe empathic, if you receive messages when you meditate, if you receive any sort of extra input or thought processes, if you have dreams that turn into visions, I do want you to know, one, that you are not alone. There are so many people out there, a whole collective of people out there, a whole world of people out there, and that this idea of let it be done to me, let me be this vessel for something divine to come through me. So that's what this Mother Mary energy is saying to me when I talk about indigos and I talk about indigo children and highly sensitive people who are on the planet right now. So I actually believe that it is a time where we're all maturing. When I started learning about these concepts of indigo children and indigo adults, it was all like, wow, this is exactly how I feel about things. And there was a desperation. And there was a time like leading up to 2012 where I was like, I wonder what's going to happen. There was a nervous energy about it, but yet an identity kind of energy that was like, oh, okay, this is like exactly who I could be. And a lot of people, I think, are waking up to these things, like these things that they're highly sensitive. Maybe they feel they have some sort of like clairvoyance or other knowings. Let's just say it that way, other knowings. And I think it's time for us all just to kind of step into that. Let it be done to me. Think of how Mary changed the world. If you believe in the story of Christ, even if you believe he was a real person, and that even though his followers now sometimes don't even, portray Christ's teachings. So, but that attitude of letting this be done to me, and this acceptance that we have gifts, that we are vessels for divinity, vessels for divine energy, and that it is okay. And there are a lot of us out there who feel this way, who are these vessels, and it can be scary, but we're not alone. So if you read the Bible or any books relating to Mary, you know that she was not alone. She had Joseph. She had her mother. Her mother, actually, Anna, actually also prophesized the birth of Jesus. And without going into too much, it's probably another video. I'll say that there are tons of stories in the Bible with this female energy, this energy of the feminine, that are not talked about as widely as they should be. Mary and Martha being the first women to utter the words, "He is risen," which is a whole underpinning of the Christian faith. He is risen, this Christ rising again into heaven. He is risen so that he can forgive the sins of the world. So, and there's other instances where Jesus talks to the woman of the well, another feminine energy, and he tells her to go to the village that she lives in. And she is the one who speaks about Jesus, that he knew me. So, and there are countless places in the Bible, in the Old Testament and the New Testament, where women are the ones to first utter or to first prophesize the the things of the day spiritually. So I also want to just acknowledge, this feminine energy. Whether you're male or female, we all have feminine energy in us. This feminine energy of, and again, it's another video to talk about the whole divine feminine, but this letting it be done to me and being open vessels for divinity, and going on and being a first wave of uttering what our truth is. So whether you believe in the Christian faith or not, I think that uttering our truth, uttering what's in us spiritually, and also allowing that acceptance to come through us are really big concepts to learn from this. So I hope you like this video. I hope to bring you more. So stay tuned, and I will be in touch with you soon. Take care. Namaste.